he's being investigated for a crime that didn't happen, and that he certainly didn't commit.
Who says it didn't happen? Russian interference happened.
Russian interference happened, for sure, but cooperation and conspiracy between the Trump campaign and the Russians did not happen. And that was
to a criminal level, no, says Mr. Mueller.
To any level.
I don't know about any level, but to criminal level.
I do.
I'll give you.
Okay. And there's an investigation going on, not for a month or 6 months, but for 2 years, close to 2 years. And his administration is laboring under the shadow of that investigation. And people alleging that it happened, there are going to be indictments and so on and so forth.
But this is a special counsel, and it was put together by Rosenstein because he wanted it separate from the DOJ because of what he saw as potential
conflicts. It's not separate from the DOJ.
I know.
It's within the DOJ.
But as a mechanism, separate. I know it's under the DOJ. I understand how the guidelines are written. I understand why they were written because we didn't like what the independent counsel was.
It's not just the guidelines. We have 3 branches of government.
I understand.
This is within the executive.
I understand.
We don't sprout a new branch of government.
But what your friend did is not just by the book. He took it on himself to decide this rule. He didn't have to do that.
Of course he had to do it.
Why?
Who was going to decide whether to indict or not?
Congress. As a political matter. Leave it to them.
They decide whether to impeach or not.
And Mike,
they don't decide.
You're skipping the big point, which you taught me about very early on.
That is the big point.
They can't indict him. That is the opinion from the OLC. So there is nothing to decide on that level. It is purely political. It always
Congress
would be.
Doesn't indict. Congress can.
I know.
Impeach.
I'm using it as just a metaphor here.
But you're misleading a lot of people.
No, because we know
you
the
have a big
OLC.
Audience.
We know the OLC says
it's getting smaller by the minute
you
now.
Can't indict.